touch on for your benefits. Once we finish the recording, we would finish and discuss and take questions for individual businesses, because my job is to now empower you individually. Okay, today we're going to deal with the financial systems of the world. My name again is Pastor Emeka Okoye. I'm an architect, a financial service professional, and I want to touch today a little bit about digital currencies, global dynamics, how it affects all of us. Most of us live our life and assume that only what we see exists. But the kingdom of darkness understands that nothing exists on this physical that is not yet sorted out in the spirit realm. So we're going to talk about wealth of the kingdom. A lot of us who are Christians, we are claiming the wealth of the wicked shall be laid up for the just. That's a scripture, yes, it's true. But how are you applying yourself to that? What are you really doing? We in Africa has all the resources we need to be a global economic power. Why are we not economic power? We have the market, 1.4 going to 1.5 billion people in Africa now. We have the market. Why are we not a power? The greatest asset of a nation is its youth. How many of you know that 70% of the people who live in Africa are under the age of 35, 40? That's the strongest dynamic of any economy. You are in your 20s is when you can believe anything and achieve anything. When you start getting to my years, you begin to check balances and check all the things that hinder you. But when you are young, when you're in your 18, 19, 20, 25, that is the peak of innovation, the peak of decision-making without worrying. An entrepreneur must be a risk taker. If you're comfortable in your zone, you can't rule the world. The world belongs to those who dare, D-A-R-E. If you dare to have the impetus to pursue that which you've decided in your mind without listening to the naysayers, those are the recipe for success in business. You need to get consultation, you need to get business plan, you need to get analysis, you need to do all the necessary things you need to do with. But most importantly, you must be resolute that you must be a wealthy person. Now I'm talking real life. This is not faith. We're not talking about faith. We're talking about you must be resolute that you will be a wealthy person. In my culture, I'm an Igbo. The Igbos say, Onyekwe, Chiakwe. When you believe, your God would do. If you don't believe in yourself, who will believe in you? 90% of Africa's challenge is that the Africans believe that the other races have something better than they have. And that's why if you produce something in Uganda and somebody produce something so far away, China, in the gutter, and bring it made in China, people will buy made in China better than made in Uganda because of the colonial brainwashing. So today we're going to talk about having wealth and understanding the dynamics of the cryptocurrencies of the world. Because whether we like it or not, the global powers that be are creating a currency that will work on the blockchain. And I'm not here to promote all these scams running around the place telling people that if you invest $10, you get $1 million. No. What I'm trying to say is that you need to pay attention to the blockchain. You need to pay attention to the blockchain. Because the forces of darkness are already in Africa, and they are implementing their agenda. If you're a Christian and you're hearing me, I'm sure you'll be wondering, what does Christianity has to do with the cryptocurrency? People are saying that cryptocurrency would be the instrument of the beast, the Antichrist. Yes, I agree. But the internet was from the Antichrist. But all of us are using it today. If you are not playing in the blockchain, you don't understand, you will be excluded completely. And if we Africans are excluded, Our resources will be sold on the blockchain, and people wouldn't even know what is blockchain. So it's important that in as much as we are talking about business, analog is out. Everything is being digitized. Everything is being digitized. We are not going to be able to teach about all the digital currencies and all the digitization and all the blockchain today, but I want to give us insight. So somebody might begin to say, let me inquire about these things. As a matter of fact, the highest number of millionaires in dollars today are created on the blockchain space. And everything is not about cryptocurrencies. The blockchain is going to be used for insurance. Blockchain is going to be used for tariffs. Blockchain is going to be used for everything they use in the internet now. And if you're going to be relevant in this economy, they call it the fourth industrial revolution, better learn coding, digital marketing. Coding, digital marketing. Content creators, influencers. These are instruments of wealth in the new world order. We can't go back to our old thinking that we should be a farmer. Of course, if you're going to do farming in an industrial level. No more 1 acre, 2 acre farm, unless you are in a cooperative society, in circles. But you as an individual with your 2 acre, 3 acre, you're not going to be relevant. But imagine 1,000 people with 2 acre is already 2,000 acres. If you grow one particular item, you can actually become a major exporter. I'm addressing general today because we're going to deal detailed. Most of Uganda's export is wasted at the intercession spots. How many of you know what is intercession? Interception, how many? Anybody? Interception is what happens when your product is seized in another border because of the level of pesticide or banned chemicals used in growing it. It's a major problem in East Africa. West Africa have other problems. North Africans don't have that. South Africans don't have that. Sub-Saharan Africa is the challenge. And Sub-Saharan Africa means starting from the desert to the desert. You know, we have two deserts. We have the desert in North Africa, and the South Africa. Those two deserts demarcate Sub-Saharan Africa. So guys, if you're going to go into agriculture, do it in industrial, or form your circles. When you have circle of 100 with only 2 or 5 acres, you're already a big player, but grow one item. I'm going to highlight some of these things, and I expect you to send questions. My number is 078-554-0910, 078-554-0910. It will be running on the screen, so you get more information later. And every Saturday in Lubowa at African Bible University, 3 p.m., we are doing economic empowerment training. That's what I'm doing right now. This is aired at 5 p.m. in BTM television. If you're going to be in the futuristic economy, you need to understand what is cryptocurrencies, what is blockchain, what is artificial intelligence, what is bots, B-O-T. I think, David, next week you will give us more teaching on bots, okay? People need to understand these things because we take it for granted that we are living in a digital age. Things are moving so fast. And you take for granted that everybody knows what's going on. Not everybody knows, okay? We're going to teach on the fact that every one of us has the ability to be a very wealthy person in this new industrial revolution. When our parents were sleeping, they had the other industrial revolutions, the mechanical, the steam. Now we are in the one that we are alert, we're educated. The world is become one place. You don't have any reason not to be positioning yourself. Everything in life is about positioning. Everything. So this teaching today is to highlight the broader picture about digital currencies, blockchain, artificial intelligence. Okay, now we have children going to school. My child just did some tests last week. And I looked at the test and the things they're asking them. And I'm wondering, how would this play in the future? 90% of the school curriculums in Africa has no relevance to next 5 years, not even future. How many of you would devote your time today to be learning how to operate a fax machine? Everybody's laughing, eh? You're laughing, eh? It's funny, isn't it? But your education today is older than the fax machine. Garbage in, garbage out. It's what you input, is what you get. Are we together? Do you know that in China, kids at the age of 7 are taught skills that we even don't teach here at the age of 30? That you're going to school doesn't eliminate you learning a skill. I'm talking about wealth, so my teaching is general about wealth. You need to have a skill. I'm going to throw some highlight for somebody watching me on television. Do you know that a carpenter makes more money than an average banking staff at the teller in America? Most people don't want to learn carpentry, electrician, plumber, anything to do with construction as a skill. An artisan that has a license earns more money than the guy that went to university with a degree, wearing tie and suit every day. Why do you think these things are difficult? Why do you think they pay good money more than the other guys? Everything that doesn't require an intuition, a robot can do. Do you agree? Do you guys agree? Do you know that there are robots already working in some factories today? When do you think it will take to get to you? Do you know somebody is designing a system to do everything your government does with AI? So you're working for government. One day you come to work and there will be no job for you. You hear Alexa do this, Alexa do that. I'm sure you're hearing, eh? Yeah. Most government workers in Africa, we call them bureaucrats because they do what? They just push paper from table to table, isn't it? Now, all they do is from manual to computer, isn't it? But there's a scanner that you scan, and everything goes into the computer. So if your job is just to talk to people, gather information, and put it in the computer, how difficult is it to program that? Anybody? How difficult is it? It's not. It's the simplest programming. Do you know in Spain, you walk into a bank, 10 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, you hardly see 2 people inside a bank. Why? Everything is digitized. You can do every operation that a banker can do in your app. So why do you go into the bank? I was surprised. They used to close at 4. I went to Africa, I came back to Spain. I went to bank at 2 o'clock, nobody was there. I went and asked them what's going on. They work now from morning till 12. Because they're just there to do maybe international transaction, do some solutions. There is nothing physically you would do in a bank that you need a bank teller to do now. The ATMs are there to deposit, withdraw, do everything, all the ATMs. I'm using the banking sector to give you an example of what is coming. Some of the things we know in Africa, if we don't get something very complicated, we think it is not important. If something is very complicated, we think it is important. Do you know how long it takes to learn how to be a digital marketer? 2-3 months. A digital marketer is making more money than a guy with a PhD, spent 10 years in university. So really, if you think that this world is far away from Uganda, you're joking. You're really joking. I'm hearing that the Ugandan Central Bank is also thinking of their own digital, central bank-backed cryptocurrency. What it means is that very soon, even if you don't understand blockchain, you're not able even to operate. You know the blockchain, you got to do it yourself. You know that? Do you guys know that? You have to operate your own wallet. So you have to have basic skills, isn't it? Every currency in the world today is subservient to Bitcoin. There's no currency in the world today that is equivalent to $50,000. Do you agree? There's no currency in any country in the world where one currency is 50,000. Bitcoin is. And for years, they said Bitcoin is a scam. Let me have news for you. The biggest Wall Street firms are now creating means to invest in Bitcoin. Go check what I'm saying. Bitcoin ETF. Put it, check it if you're on the television. Bitcoin ETF. Read up about it. They're trying to create a system so that as the way people are buying stocks, the same way people are going to be buying Bitcoin so that they can protect their money. The financiers of the world are saying Bitcoin is digital gold. I'm not selling Bitcoin, please. I'm not selling anything. I just want my people to be informed. Why do they consider Bitcoin digital gold? You Google everything I'm saying, Google it. Bitcoin, digital gold, you read. Africans don't like to read, but this time around, in the new economy, you must read. Do you hear me? Because most of the things they do you know how they do it? They will write what they want you to know in bold, and what they don't want you to know, they write in small letters. Are you with me? So you have to be able to read. We don't have a choice. If it's up to me, I will say it is the Antichrist. Let's not get involved. But what happened to you if you didn't get involved in the internet? Am I communicating? Now, the reason why we are taking advantage of in Africa is because we are not aware of something. If you learn about something, you can hear people talk and you say it's not going to happen. Are we together? I've had a guy call me recently, and he said to me that they invest $200 and in 2 months they will get $20,000. If I'm not licensed in financial services, I'm not familiar with cryptocurrency, I would believe. But I told them, I don't know anything you're doing in the blockchain that cannot crash. He said, you're true. What if I didn't know? I told him, he agreed. Are you understanding? So here, what I'm saying is just to give us some orientation that we need to pay attention to the blockchain. Blockchain is not cryptocurrency. Blockchain is the platform through which cryptocurrency operates. Am I communicating? But we need to know, because if you don't know, it will affect you. Are we together? What you don't know is still existing. Now, on agriculture, our strongest point right now in Africa is agriculture. Am I communicating? If you are not in agriculture, you're cheating yourself. We've talked about financial services, we talk about blockchain, we talk about cryptocurrency, but really, there is no robot that can eat food for you yet. Am I communicating? They can't create anything that will make you not eat food. And in everything any man does, you want to have what we call competitive advantage. Are we together? Are we together? Competitive advantage is where the natural surrounding and your natural predisposition gives you an advantage over the other people. Uganda is one of the most blessed countries I know in the world. It will rain in the morning. In the afternoon, the sun will come out. And in the evening, the weather would become warm. The environment here, I have never seen anywhere in the world that is conducive for agriculture like here. So what is the problem? Why can we say anybody is poor? And the thing that is, you have clan lands, you have family land, you have all the inheritances that you should not be poor. If you have land and you don't know what to do, give us a call, 078-554-0910. If you're a cooperative and you grow something and you don't have a market in the international market, give us a call, 078-554-0910. Pastor and I are working on a project where somebody has given us a blank check of close to $250,000 to supply food from Uganda. The blank check is about $500,000, but half of it will be technology from Asia. The other half, $250,000 to supply food from Uganda. That's what we have in our hand right now. That's why I insisted that most of you should come this Saturday. Every Saturday, if you want to join the spiritual teaching, come at 12. If you want to join the business teaching, come at 3. African Bible University in Lubowa, opposite Quality Mall. We will help you to start your own business and begin to be employers of labor rather than employees. God bless you.